So far now I've finally gotten uh, Hubert, John, the princess, and Sir William the unicorn out of the Forgetful Forest, or Lapswood as it's called. And here is what I came up with. So this is the starting of Act 2. Hubert and John go to the Grand Enchanted Landing Hotel and arrive at the side door with some guards in front. Hubert casts a spell which doesn't work at first, then gives the guards the illusion of a large wagon with food. As they go in the kitchen, find a secret passage into the wine cellar. John clocks a guard that's watching the princess with a heavy wine bottle. They try to walk out of the side door calmly and slowly when someone yells she's escaped. The Black Knight rides up in his black charger as our heroes run to an empty carriage. The guard that was knocked out runs out of the side doors and tells the Black Knight to get them. As our heroes speed away, the Black Knight starts chasing after them. The princess looks back and says something about the Black Knight looking familiar. The princess asks the cook about the Black Knight's taste for unicorn meat, and the cook confirms. The princess then tells John and Hubert that this is the same Black Knight that hunted all the unicorns in her realm. The princess then asks Hubert if there are any unicorns around. Hubert realizes that this is the same Black Knight that hunted their own unicorns, but he hasn't left yet. They eventually come to the forest without leaves on the trees and slow down a bit. They spot a unicorn out of ways, just standing and looking around. As they approach, the unicorn only looks at them instead of running away. The princess hops out and starts petting him and talking to him. John tells the princess they don't have time. She glares at him. The princess asks the unicorn if he's lost. The unicorn stamps its foot once. The princess then tells him to do that again, and he does. The princess then asks him if he's a horse, and he stamps his foot twice. She then asks him if he's a unicorn, and he stamps his foot once, meaning yes. She asks if the Black Knight is chasing him, and the unicorn just looks at her. Hubert then tells her he must be losing his memory because we're in Lapswood. So Karen tells Hubert to use his magic, and he replies half of his magic was stolen. Hubert tries anyways. Before long, the unicorn is able to walk to them in human speech. The unicorn is unable to remember his name, and they all start walking together. Soon, nobody remembers what they were doing. John notices Hubert wearing a wizard garb and suggests that he's a wizard and should cast a spell or something. Hubert reaches into the bag and pulls out some hats and puts them on. John then suggests he wiggles his fingers or something, and Hubert does, and instantly they're teleported elsewhere. Roland walks to the only open restaurant in town, Scarborough Fried Chicken. Roland looks around and starts asking about Hubert until finally getting to the Count sitting down at a table. Roland asks the Count if he has any idea of where Hubert is. The Count replies he was supposed to show up here, but doesn't know what happened to him. The Count says he'll go and fly around and see if he can spot him. Roland sits down at the table, and the Count turns into a bat and takes off. Hubert, John, the princess, and Sir William the unicorn wake up on the sand with a big headache. Hubert mentions they must have been in Lapswood because of the splitting headache. Hubert then notices they're on the road to the Bats and Belfry as they travel there. At the Bats and Belfry, Hubert dings the bell loudly a few times. The Count, as a bat, comes right in and rematerializes in front of them. Hubert mentions that they had a bit of trouble with the rescuing process. Sorry, I'm like falling asleep here. Hubert mentions they had a bit of trouble while rescuing the princess, but all's well now. The Count mentions Roland is looking for him, and he tells the Count to go and get Roland and bring him here. Once there, Roland tells them that there are slaves working Max's Quicksilver mines in the Gnome Kingdom. Okay, so what I did today was basically figure out how the Black Knight, how the Black Knight kind of how he catches up to Sir William and our heroes. So as you remember, he was following them when they went to the Bats and Belfry Hotel. They actually went into the Forgetful Forest, and then they started losing their memory, and then eventually they had Hubert do a spell, and that actually got them out of the wood, and so they remembered stuff. And then So, uh, so this is partly what I did. Writes up. Okay. Black Knight brings us back. Okay. Let's go into here. Unicorn. Okay. Loses fingers. Roland walks. Account replies. He's supposed to show up here. Uh, they rode them back to Belfry. They travel there. Uh, Account mentions Roland. They bring him here. They formulate a plan. Hubert sends Roland and John into the mines. He tells Sir William that they're going to have to infiltrate the administration castle because at this point Hubert has disenchanted him, Sir William, a little bit so he can talk in human speech, and so he talks about them. Then he finds the dwarf's magic focuser disc and then casts a spell on Sir William, hoping to turn him into a bird. Um, oh yeah, okay. What I decided I was going to remove the focuser disc thing because this relies on half of his magic. Okay, so he starts growing wings and then starts flapping him to achieve a lift. Sir William tells Hubert to hop on. They'll fly to the castle. Black Knight looks in the direction of the dwarf mines and sees a flying unicorn with a wizard atop flying upward. Okay, so then all this stuff happens with that. Hubert tracks down Violet and confronts her while Sir William decides to go back to the Count's hotel. Okay, then there's this stuff. For this stuff, violent present. Guards alerted to Hubert's presence. While Sir William is flying, a huge black dragon sweeps out from the sky and hits him full on. The Black Knight sits atop Crooktooth's black dragon as he prepares for another collision. Sir William, after falling a bit, regains his balance and starts flying towards Crooktooth. Sir William gets a few hits but doesn't do much damage to Crooktooth as he knocks him out of the sky again. While falling, Crooktooth prepares for another run, then out of nowhere comes two other dragons. These are Chester and Nestor brothers who help Sir William fight the Black Knight and his dragon. And that's really all I got. I didn't get that much done today because I was partly sleepy earlier, and just couldn't think of how to introduce and how to mesh these in together. But with the help of ChatGPT, I managed to get some ideas and to get a few things going. So that's where we're at right now.